Star Wars Unlimited fans, we are eating good. Nom, 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 nom. For all the cards we have gotten so far for Legends of the Force, the 5th set of Star Wars Unlimited, releasing on July 11th. Once again, releasing with the booster box and a Carbonite box, which this time the Carbonite box will probably be actual people. So no fancy ships. We're actually going to get prestiged character cards, or characters, or actual like character units, not like ships. So that's going to be pretty cool. I've already put my pre-orders down, so if you need to go to your local LGS right now and pre-order cards, highly recommend doing that. So in this video, let's look at some of the cards that so far have been revealed to us for Star Wars Unlimited's 5th set, Legends of the Force. And also, as well as the very interesting thing this set is doing. Now, Fantasy Flight Games has already released a little blurb on their Star Wars Unlimited main page, but this set is going to be the first set to release Legends cards. Now, there's two timelines in Star Wars. You have the canon timeline, which is like the main movies, the TV shows produced by Disney, like Jedi Fallen, Jedi Survivor, and Fallen Order are both in the canon timeline. Like the Mandalorian show, the Obi-Wan show, Andor, those are all within the main timeline of Star Wars. But then you have the expanded Legends timeline. That's where you get like the Ujambong War. That's where you learn like Luke Skywalker is like overpowered in the Legends continuity. So you get a lot more information and a lot more different things happening in the Legends timeline than you do with the canon timeline. So we've all been wondering, when will Star Wars Unlimited begin grabbing Legends characters, things, and aspects about it? And this set is doing it with the Old Republic games of the one and only Darth Revan. So how do you know a difference between a canon timeline card and a Legends timeline card? This golden border right down here is a Legends timeline card. So that is really neat. So with Legends of the Force literally telling us that Fantasy Flight Games is literally grabbing into the Legends timeline, we're going to see probably more and more Legends cards coming into the game. So that's the first major thing about this is Legends of the Force. We have now Legends cards. So one of the major Legend cards that actually I like to play around with, and is very interesting because he's only mono villainy, is Darth Revan. So Darth Revan states on his front side, when a friendly unit attacks and defeats a unit, you may exhaust his leader. If you do, give an experience token to a friendly unit. He awakens at 5. He's a restore 1 on his awakened side. When a friendly unit attacks and defeats a unit, you may give an experience token to that friendly unit. So it's really, really unique of what this character can do, and I think he's going to be one of those more unique ones. People think that Cal Kestis from Jedi Fallen Order is going to get a card in here, but he's also only going to be mono heroic. Typically, all our leaders have been like a cunning heroic or command heroic. They have one color plus their attribute color, being either villainy or being either heroic. Now, we haven't seen like any like command exclusive leaders or anything like that, but nonetheless, this looks really, really cool. Can't wait to really play around with it. Some other really good Legends cards we are getting is HK-47. When an enemy unit is defeated, deal 1 damage to his color base, which is probably going to be played right side by side Revan. We got the Depth Field, so it's kind of telling us kind of where Revan's going to be playing in is definitely going to be in red. Deal 2 damage to each non-vehicle unit, and if you control a Force unit, draw a card, which is really strong. The Forged Starfighter, it has the new hidden keyword that's going to be released with this set. Hidden, again, this unit can't attack the turn it was played, so that's really, really neat, because that's really going to help us out, and it gets a raid 1. And then we have Dark Malak, which is really good. I think he's going to be seeing a lot of play in villainy strategies, because overwhelm, when played, if you control a Sith leader unit, you may ready this unit. So I could 100% seeing like Emperor Palpatine playing Darth Malak from it. So that's really cool. And then Darth Revan's lightsabers attached to a non-vehicle unit. That unit is a Sith. It gains grit. So this is going to be played a lot. But yeah, those are some really good cards we've seen so far. Oh, and Liberated by Darkness. Now this is a good one too. Use the force to basically you lose your force token. If you do, take control of a non-leader unit at the start of the regroup phase, owners take control of it. So now we have Commandeer, we had Change of Heart, we've had Liberated by Darkness that are all about like taking stuff and then basically giving it back to our opponent. But nonetheless, really, really neat card. Another card I want to say from the Legends stuff that we're getting is Cure Wounds. Use the Force, you lose the Force. If you do, heal 6 damage from unit. That's going to be manipulated a lot by blue. But yeah, some other really good cards right now that we've seen is Darth Tyrannus is a exclusive to the Darth Maul starter deck. Darth Tyrannus or Count Dooku comes in shielded, is 4/3, and has ambush while the force is with you. So that is really good. So you can come in on ambushed with a shield token, meaning that you can ambush into something, knock it out, and then basically just 100% remove it from being a problem and still keep your Darth Tyrannus up on the board. That is going to be a powerful card. This is also an event exclusive card as well, as Fantasy Flight has shown off some of the event exclusive cards that we're getting. But I really, really like this card here. Some other really good cards. We know that Qui-Gon Jinn leader's coming in, so why not have a really good Qui-Gon Jinn unit in ambush? When defeated, you may choose a non-leader ground unit. Its owner puts it at the top or bottom of their deck. So, do you just like spinning back all those big costed cards back to your opponents, bottom of their deck? That is just really, really good there. I really like that. Another good card I have seen is like, as I have foreseen, look at top card of your deck. You may use the Force if you do. That card costs 4 less. Basically, you can look at top card of your deck, and then basically say, do you want to play it? Oh, good, you can burn the Force, play almost for 4 less for free at that point. So, I could definitely see some interesting things about using with this card here. We got another blue good restore card, and does allow us to look for Force stuff and reveal it. I do want to talk about a little bit down here. Down here, of course, we do see kind of like what we had so far with some of the reveals. This is the reveal stuff, like the Maul leader and the Qui-Gon Jinn leader are both our starter deck leaders. And then we have our Shadow Undercity. And then when your Force unit attacks, the Force is with you. Create just basically your first token in the Jedi Temple. So we now have 28 bases. We don't have many other real bases yet that are basically the Force token. Again, we have the really good Anakin right now. It's going to be really good. Porgs are in the game! But some other cards here. Third Sister is our next leader unit. Another leader unit. I don't think she is all that really good. Action, play unit from your hand. It gains the keyword hidden for the phase. I don't think it's really bad, but for like a Inquisitor and Third Sister Twin Sun deck, I don't think that's actually too bad. Again, she is herself hidden, which is actually pretty neat that she can come out hidden for the turn, which I think is actually a really cool way to protect her for at least 1 turn. On attack the next unit you play this phase gains hidden. So I can see some interesting things with her. I don't think she's all that great of a leader, but I don't think it's all that bad of a leader. Another good leader I think I want to play around with is Kanan Jarrus. Action, tap 1. This is also blind Kanan Jarrus, so this is after Maul blinds him in the TV show. Action, pay 1, tap him, give a shield token to a creature or Spectre unit, which is pretty nice. That means he does allow himself to play some of the Spectre units. The problem is he is locked into blue. He is not Hera. So where Hera ignores the aspect penalty for Spectres, he is definitely going to only be able to play Spectres that are in his color. But that doesn't mean much. I mean, we still are in blue, so that does mean we still have the 4-drop Kanan Jarrus that we can still utilize, and we give a shield token to it. But anyways, on his backside, again, he is shielded, and while you control another creature or Spectre unit, this unit gets +2/+2, which is really neat. I could definitely see a lot of Bindu plays with him, because again, he goes to see Bindu, who teaches him how to take off the mask and actually kind of live with his blindness before, of course, he unfortunately dies. Spoiler warning, but I guess not. We got the Curious Flock. I really like this one. When played, if you can pay up to 6 for each resource paid this way. You can give an experience token to this unit. So basically, you could just buff. You could have a 7/7 Porg. You could have 7/7 worth of Porgs on the battlefield. That's pretty cool. Malachi are really good. I think it's definitely showing us that Kanan Jarrus might play around in the green area because the first creature unit you play this phase costs 1 less, and if your friendly creature unit would deal damage to a friendly unit to prevent that damage, which is really nice. This kind of just tells us that we're probably going to be playing a little bit into the green package for Kanan Jarrus. Another really good card that's really good also with Hera right now is this new Ezra Bridger. On attack, you can give an experience token to another creature or Spectre unit, which is really good here. It looks like we might have the Space Whales. The Space Whales are coming into the game. But yeah, I do like this Ezra because that does mean that we're probably going to get some Space Whales in the game. But I do like it because it gives us another Spectre unit to look at and all that. A couple of more legendary creatures. While your opponent chose a force unit, this gains ambush, which is pretty neat. And we have a couple of hidden attuned Frynok, and then a Tukata, a Tukata. I'm not exactly sure, but a couple more hidden. The Grogu legendary is also going to be very interesting. He has hidden. I think he's also a Carbonite. I think he's also one of the cards that will get a prestige in the Carbonite boosters. So he has hidden action, tap him, heal up to 2 damage from a unit if you do that much damage to a unit. So I think it's going to be very interesting to see kind of how you play with Grogu. He's just basically heroic, so all the heroic strategies can use him. He's hidden for a turn, and for an action just to heal 2 damage from a unit, and then deal that much damage to a unit, which again, it's not heal 2 damage from a unit, from like your unit, and then deal 2 damage to your own unit. He's basically just deal straight 2 damage wherever you want to go. I could definitely see him playing in Quinlan. I could definitely see him being a Quinlan staple card once he comes out, because he does not say where his damage has to go, where you deal the 2 damage from the heal. He just basically states you just deal 2 damage. So what you could do is heal 2 damage from your own guy, and then deal 2 damage to your opponent, which is, I think, pretty nice. So very interesting. We're going to have to see if that does come out to be true in FAQs, but from reading it, it looks like I can heal 2 damage for my own guy and then deal 2 damage to my opponent, so I definitely say Quinlan's going to be using this guy quite a lot. This Luke Skywalker, I am pretty hyped about this one. When you play another unique unit, you may just use the Force, so you lose your Force token. If you do get an experience token and shield token in this unit, so very interesting that you can just play unique stuff, give an experience and shield as long as you continually burn the Force, which isn't bad. We have a couple more cards up here. Anakin Skywalker. I think this one's going to be very unique on how exactly people play him. If there's another heroic unit in your discard pile, you may give a unit -3/-3 for the phase, and then when played, if there's a villainy unit in your discard, you may give a unit -3/-3. If you don't know where this scene is, it's in the Clone Wars where they're on Mortis, and he's controlling the brother and the sister, and showing that he's supposed to be the chosen one. So that's kind of what's happening, as I believe the sister, it's got Ahsoka, and the brother has Obi-Wan, and he's trying to keep them both under control to free Obi-Wan and Ahsoka while they're on Mortis. I would like to see the Mortis gods, the father, the sister, and the brother. I think that would be really cool to see in a set based on the Force, because they do almost has a sense of like being part of the Force itself, if I remember the episode. But I still like this Anakin right here. This is kind of like what Luke is, but Luke comes down with that Luke comes down and gives a -3/-3, but if something dies, he gives a -6/-6. I like this a lot. I would like to know how we're going to be able to get a deck to have both a Force, a heroic, and a villainy unit in the graveyard, but nonetheless, I still think this has a lot of potential to be built around and to be utilized by a lot of blue strategies. Maybe blue can find some ways to pitch just a random like villainy card out of their hand. I guess you could play this in Chancellor Palpatine, the one that flips over and is yellow, white, yellow, black. So basically, it's one side yellow heroic, another side is yellow villainy, and then you could just play a blue base with it, and then you can play this Anakin Skywalker, and in that sense, you do actually meet both aspects to give that -3. You can get basically something -6, or you can do 2 things -3. So very interesting to see how people play around with this leader. Mind Trick, because Cunning needs more really good cards. Cunning Heroic. Exhaust any number of units with a combined power of 4 or less. If you control a force unit, those units lose all abilities and can't gain abilities for this phase. So kind of an interesting card. I'm not sure if it's going to see a lot of play, but I still think it's going to see a good majority of play for Cunning Heroic style decks. Whether that be a leader as Cunning Heroic, or whether that's just a you just automatically have a like Quinlan. I think I could see this in Quinlan to have things lose abilities, which is pretty nice. I would say maybe put it in Kaz, but the problem is I really just don't like Kaz here. It exhausts any number of units, so you can exhaust your own stuff and it makes them lose their abilities, but I don't think that's really impactful. But yes, that's what Kaz usually likes to do. It likes to remove abilities from stuff. But nonetheless, I think it's a pretty unique card altogether. We'll have to kind of see how this plays. And then we have a new lightsaber. I think we're going to get a lot of lightsabers in here. We already see Darth Revan's lightsabers. So we have Constructed Lightsaber. It attached to a force unit. If the unit is heroic, you gain Restore 2. If attached unit is villainy, it gains Raid 2. The heroic will be really good because this is just generic. So, I mean, that's really good just to go in any deck. And then attached unit is non-heroic, non-villainy. It gains Sentinel. And it's a +2. It's a +2 and +3. So I think a lot of people are going to be playing around with this lightsaber. Yeah, other than that, most of the other cards are like Sentinels, a Wind Blade. If you have initiative, you can do 2 damage. I don't mind the Jedi Consular. This actually isn't too bad. Action, use the Force, you basically lose your token. Play a unit for your hand, it costs 2 less, but I'm not exactly sold on it just yet. I do like the Sith Legionary, where you control another video unit that gets +2, +0. That's really going to be a good staple in the Emperor. We have a Jedi Guardian, just gets a, while defending, it's a +2, +0. Not really sold on that one either. Marin, on attack, you may discard a card from your hand if you do 2 damage to a unit. It's not too bad. It's okay. I'm not sure. I think we need more like cards that get pitched out of our hand to have more effects to really start making these like Poe and this have some effect. Like this is just generic red, so you can put it in like any red villainy deck and then pitch Kylo's TIE Fighter. And then action, you could play Kylo's TIE Fighter to come out onto the board, and basically you got a free pitch for a card that can still come out and still do 2 damage. I'm not sold on it unless we see more cards like Kylo's TIE that can do stuff. Sifo Diaz can just basically search the top 8 cards of your deck for a number of clone units with a combined cost of 4 or less and discard them. For this phase, you may play those cards from your discard pile for free. So, I mean, it's a nice little thing to pitch some clones out and then basically play them for free. We'll have to kind of see. It's just more like Republic support. Obi-Wan Kenobi, forgot. We need to discuss this later. I'm not sold on this Obi-Wan Kenobi. Action, use the Force, you lose your token. Give an experience token to a unit without an experience token on it. It's pretty okay. And then on attack, you give your spirit token to another unit without an experience token on it. I mean, he's not like horrible. It is the Clone Wars, of course, Obi-Wan Kenobi, as you can see via the armor and all of that, which I like. But I'm not sold on this Obi-Wan Kenobi being a good leader. I might have to try him out, but the problem is because he's so restrictive on his ability, and he's only a 3/6. He's so restricted on his ability. Yeah, he does get to come out for 5, but he's so restrictive. I mean, he literally just can only give an experience token to a unit that doesn't have experience tokens. So I'm not sold on it because I just don't like that he's so restrictive on his ability. A few other cards here. Captain Enoch. This unit gets +1/+1 for each trooper unit in your discard pile, which is actually pretty nice. Basically, this thing could probably get pretty massive if you have a bunch of troopers in your discard. Plo Koon. While you this force is with you, it gains grit, which is pretty good. I think this Plo Koon will see a lot of play. And then the Scythe, on attack, you give another friendly Inquisitor unit, +2 for the space. It's really good for the Third Sister and for the Grand Inquisitor. Glad to see them getting some more support. Luther Raphael, on attack, should top 5 card for deck for an item, reveal it, and then draw it. I'm not full sold. And then we've already seen Watto. He comes in the starter deck for I think he's coming in the starter deck for either Qui-Gon or Darth Maul. But anyways, just check it. When your opponent chooses one, you get an experience token to a friendly unit, or you can draw a card. So I mean, it's not bad. I think Watto here is actually going to see a lot of play just because on attack, you can opponent choose one. Basically, they can either force you to draw a card or they can give an experience token to something, which I don't think is half bad because if they don't want you to draw an extra card or they don't want you to get a experience token, so it's a little hard of a choice. But nonetheless, I am pretty excited for this set. There's a lot of interesting cards coming out of this. Like I said, the Dark Tyrannus in the starter deck is going to be a staple for villainy decks going forward. The Qui-Gon Jinn I think is really good. I don't know if Dark Revan's going to be all that great, but I think a lot of people are going to play with him. There's a lot of good support, like heck, even HK47 for all your red villainy deck strategies is going to be played a lot because enemy units defeated, you deal 1 damage to control a base. It's just going to be really good to be on a control strategy. Sith Legionary I think is going to be really good for all your villainy command units. Like I said, Liberated by Darkness is going to be good. I can see Darth Malak being played a lot. Deathfield is going to be played a lot here as well. Grogu is just really good. Ezra and the Cure Wounds. Luke Skywalker, I think the Kanan Jarrus leader, while I'm not overly impressed with him, I think he does have some cool, unique functions in him because you can get Bendu. You got a couple of good Spectres in the blue. I mean, you do have Hera in blue as well. So, I mean, you have the Hera pilot you can use with. So, I do like that. Up here, I think the Constructed Lightsaber is unique because I really do think that having Restore on heroic things with a +2, +3 is going to be really good. I think Mind Trick is going to be, I don't know if it'll be fully played, but I think it's going to be good. This Anakin Skywalker is going to see a lot of play. The Flock and Kanan Jarrus is probably going to be the combo of the day. I can't wait to put 6 experience tokens under my Curious Flock and then have 6 Porgs attack you. Yes, this is how you're going to lose. You're going to lose to a 7/7 Porg. Oh, yes, my Porgs will be invincible. And the Anakin Skywalker, I think, is going to see a lot of play. So, anyways, let's talk about what legendaries we've seen so far. We got Anakin Skywalker, Constructed Lightsaber. Let's see. We got HK47. I think that's really all the legendaries we have. So we've only seen 3 legendaries of probably about the 8 or 10. So I think every color is getting about 3 legendaries a color. So we've only got like 1 for red, and then we have 1 blue. And then 1 neutral. Which again, we saw a neutral before with like Death Star plans. But yeah, I'm pretty hyped for this set. So far, what we have has so far been given to us by FFG. Is really good. There's a lot of really good cards coming out in this set, and I think there's a lot of interesting like build mechanics that we are going to see. Oh, I forgot Grogu, right? So we have 4 legendaries. I forgot Grogu's a legendary. So we still don't know like what's getting the Carbonite treatment. I would guess like we're probably gonna see Grogu get the Carbonite treatment or the Prestige treatment. Anakin Skywalker's, I think 100% is going to get the Prestige treatment. I can see like the Constructed Lightsaber getting it, but I'm not 100% sure. But like Grogu and Anakin Skywalker are definitely going to get the treatment. I wouldn't be surprised. Oh, Malik's also legendary, so we actually have 5. Malik getting a Prestige. I wouldn't be surprised if HK47 got a Prestige. I wouldn't be surprised if some of the lower cards like, Qui-Gon Jinn, so we actually have 6. Qui-Gon Jinn getting it. So yeah, I think honestly we are going to get some really good Prestige cards in here because they usually Prestige named characters with it. So usually like uncommon, rare, and legendary characters. So I could see like Qui-Gon Jinn, HK47, Malik. I think a Malik Prestige would be really cool. But yeah, and we all know that each Carbonite booster gets you you're going to get, of course, the Prestige foil. We're also going to get the Prestige stamped. And then, of course, we're also going to get our hand on the Hyperspace or Showcase Leaders. So kind of what I would hope like with like the one I'm pre-ordering or the Carbonite boost I'm pre-ordering, I would kind of really like to get like a Qui-Gon Jinn because I think he's going to be the #1 played. He's going to be played a lot. The cunning heroic leader. I wouldn't mind to see a Dark Revan showcase either. I don't think that would be such a bad one to have in a collection. But yeah, nonetheless, we're eating pretty good, Star Wars fans. Legends of the Force is looking pretty good. And with the introduction of the Legends borderline, which also has a little L in it. I think we are going to be entering the Legends timeline as well for future sets. So it's going to be really interesting to see what they grab for like Secrets of the Power, the sixth set, which we know we're going to get a couple cards in thanks to the convention exclusive cards. We know that we're going to get a C-3PO, which is, and a Chopper are going to be in, are getting like fancy arts. I'll show you here. We're going to go to the convention exclusives. Here's the convention exclusives. So this C-3PO and this Chopper are from, are not the ones that we have so far. These are Secrets of Power ones. And then we've now seen BD1. This is Cal Kestis's personal droid. We have not seen him like get his official card yet. We know it looks to be an S. So, or no, this is a specialty rare. So, anyways, we have this guy here. When played, choose another friend unit. Well, this unit is in play. That chosen unit gets +1/+0 Gate Saboteur. So we haven't got him revealed yet, but we did get him for the convention exclusive. And then we have the piloting R2, the piloting BB-8, and the piloting L337. So the Chopper and the C-3PO are Secret of Power cards. So we're not exactly 100% sure just which yet, but it does mean we are getting yet another Chopper for Spectres. So maybe Spectres are going to get more support in Secrets of Power. But yeah. So it's going to be very interesting about everything with all of that. So with that said, let me know your thoughts down in the comments, guys, on the cards we so far have seen for Legends of the Force. How full are you on these cards, and what can't you wait to get revealed next? What other leaders are you hoping that come into Legends of the Force? What cards do we want to be printed in Legends of the Force? What else should we see in Legends of the Force? Let me know all that down in the comments. And also let me know what your favorite so far revealed card is. What's your favorite leader? Are you going to play around with Kanan Jarrus, Obi-Wan Kenobi, Darth Revan, all of that? Or which of the 2-star leaders are you going to play the most of? Maul, or are you going to go play Qui-Gon Jinn? Let me know all of that down in the comments. And while you're commenting, do make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell so you know if my videos go live for you. And we'll see you next time on Mom Dragons TCG.